Wednesday, December 17th isn't just another midweek episode in Genoa City. It's one of those turning point chapters where long-simmering rivalries, buried resentments, and quiet suspicions all begin to surface at the same time. What makes this episode especially potent is that nothing here is impulsive. Every move is calculated, every reaction is rooted in history, and every shock has been years in the making. This is not chaos for chaos' sake. This is strategy colliding with ego, loyalty colliding with ambition, and truth colliding with carefully maintained lies. At the center of it all is the eternal war between Jack Abbott and Victor Newman, a rivalry that has outlived marriages, companies, children, and even moral compasses. Victor's latest move, weaponizing AI and media influence, was meant to be decisive. He believed he had finally found a modern tool that Jack could not counter quickly enough. By threatening to deploy AI software against Jabot's e-commerce infrastructure, Victor wasn't just attacking a company. He was attacking Jack's identity as a businessman who prides himself on innovation without sacrificing integrity. Victor expected panic. What he got instead was foresight. Jack pulling Jabot's e-commerce assets offline wasn't a retreat. It was a shield. In one stroke, Jack neutralized Victor's technological leverage and forced him to pivot. For Victor Newman, being forced to pivot is infuriating. He doesn't like adjusting plans midstream because it implies someone else anticipated him. So Victor did what he has always done when direct force fails. He went public. The Newman media article suggesting Jabot was in financial ruin was designed to create perception damage. Investors don't wait for proof, they react to headlines. Victor was betting that fear would do what AI could not. That article was also personal. Victor wanted Jack to feel exposed, vulnerable, humiliated. But Jack's reaction isn't rage, it's resolve. He knows Victor's tactics too well to be emotionally derailed. Instead, Jack prepares a counterattack that mirrors Victor's strategy but flips the moral lens. If Victor wants to weaponize media, Jack will do the same. Only this time the spotlight will be on Victor's AI practices. Are they ethical? Are they legal? Are they dangerous? These are the questions Jack wants the public asking. This is where Phyllis Summers enters the picture, and her presence changes the temperature of the room instantly. Phyllis is not just a wild card, she's a weapon that cuts both ways. Billy's suggestion that Abbott Communications could use Phyllis to spearhead or fuel an expose isn't naive. It's desperate and brilliant at the same time. Phyllis understands Victor's psyche, his blind spots, and his hypocrisy. She also harbors her own grudges, which means she wouldn't hesitate to go scorched earth. The problem is that Phyllis doesn't distinguish between enemy territory and friendly fire. Jack has to weigh whether unleashing her will destroy Victor faster than it destabilizes his own house. While Jack and Victor maneuver publicly, the real emotional tremor of the episode comes through Nikki Newman. Nikki learning about Victor's Newman media coup isn't just shocking, it's destabilizing. Nikki has spent years trying to balance her loyalty to Victor with her own moral compass. She understands that Victor is ruthless, but she also expects honesty, especially when his actions reignite old wars that cost them peace, sobriety, and family unity in the past. Learning that Victor took this step without confiding in her forces Nikki to confront a painful truth. Victor still believes he knows best, even when it affects everyone around him. What complicates Nikki's reaction even further is her own secret knowledge. She knew Jack planned to take Jabot's assets offline. She didn't warn Victor. Whether that omission was intentional or instinctive, it matters. Nikki may tell herself she stayed neutral, but Victor will not see it that way if he finds out. To Victor, information is power, and withholding it is betrayal, even within a marriage. The moment Victor realizes Nikki had advanced knowledge and didn't share it, the emotional fallout could be severe. This isn't just about business, it's about trust, respect, and whether Nikki is still willing to shield Victor from himself. This dynamic adds a fascinating layer to Victor's character. He often paints himself as the protector of his family, but moments like this expose how his need for control can isolate him from the very people he claims to protect. Nikki's reaction could go one of two ways. She could confront him directly, forcing a moment of self-reflection, or she could quietly withdraw, which would hurt Victor far more deeply. Either choice shifts the power dynamic in their marriage, and Victor does not respond well to losing emotional control. While the titans clash, a quieter but equally dangerous storyline unfolds with Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott. Their decision to scheme together is significant because it represents the next generation stepping into the shadows of their elders' wars, but with sharper instincts and fewer illusions. Claire isn't driven by corporate ambition, she's driven by truth and justice, albeit filtered through a Newman lens that doesn't shy away from manipulation. Kyle, on the other hand, understands corporate warfare but has learned, painfully, that playing fair often leaves you vulnerable. Their target, Audra Charles, is not an easy mark. Audra survives because she's adaptable, ruthless, and always 3 steps ahead. Claire's suspicion that Audra and Holden Novak were involved in more than